Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? Hey, beautiful people, good evening. Welcome back to our stream. I hope you're doing well tonight. Welcome. I truly salute you. I had you. I had you all. Welcome. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe. If you have not subscribed and you're just watching, catching all the stories and all the lessons, the learning and the unlearning we do on this platform. I welcome you, everybody, to this special broadcast tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers, all my members, all those who support me on Patreon. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So tonight, this I was supposed to do this story yesterday, but I couldn't get around to it, so I moved it to today. And it was just God that made it not to happen yesterday. Sometimes when things happen, we don't understand why, but later on, it makes sense. So I scheduled this to do it yesterday. As you know, we usually have our shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I couldn't get around to it. I had a really busy day, so I decided to take a rain check and rest. And this evening, as I was preparing to come on live just a few hours before, I got a call from Nigeria, and that's changed the whole narrative about this conversation. What I was going to talk about initially when I set it up was to talk about parental consent, how important it is. So for those of you who are not on social media that don't know what I'm talking about, it's about I think her name is Wafai. Is it Wafai? Wafai father. I don't know her. I've never seen her before, but I understand she's an actress, Nollywood actress. Wafai father. She's called. Let me show you a picture. Who recently got married to Taye Cole. Yeah, the matter was trending on social media a few days ago. Thank you so much, Tofumi. I appreciate you. God bless you. Oh, that's really nice. It's a nice start. So some of you would have seen a lot of coming back and forth about this story. The name of the young man is Taye Cole. That's the picture. And Taiwo, yeah, I think he calls it Taiwo. Yeah, Taiwo is the same. Taiwo Cole, that's his name, and that's the wedding. They had a massive, no, I don't know if it's massive, but they had a wedding recently, and it was on social media. Some of you who didn't see it, let me share some images with you. And I think this story started making the rounds because there was some gist around whether his family consented to this marriage or not. As Nigerians, weddings are usually, or marriages are usually done by families. So your family as a man are heavily involved, the woman's family are heavily involved. Yeah, so it's an exchange between both families. We know that it's standard. Yeah. Uh, and So when there was stories, immediately they announced that they were engaged. They announced that they were getting engaged and all that. They were engaged, and the marriage, was taking place. There was some back talk around the Taiwo's family on social media. So I think there was an audio. Actually, this is the audio where I think a woman had a conversation with Taiwo's dad, who is a engineer Kennedy Cole. And I don't, from the conversation, it seems like a private conversation that was leaked. All right. I don't know if she's the one that leaked it, but somebody definitely leaked that conversation because the way engineer Cole was speaking, you could tell that he was talking to someone that he probably considers a friend. I'm not sure he was aware that that information is going to be on social media platforms. Junior, thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. So the conversation is around consent, parental blessing or parental consent. And people are on both sides. Yeah. People are saying, oh, he's 30-year old, he's old enough to marry. And other people are saying, don't marry a man if the family does not accept you. Both families need to be in agreement because marriages are between families. in Nigeria and all that good stuff. All right. So, I mean, this conversation, there is no wrong or right answer. Like, I know people like to choose sides, when it comes to issues like this, but I don't think there's really, this is a question of choosing sides. It's just a matter of what the truth is in this situation. Okay. And I've gotten some information firsthand from Taiwo's father, engineer Kunle Ko. But before I get to the information that I gathered, and I'm going to be quoting him directly, before I get to that, I want to give you a background for those who don't know these people. Mhm. So, she's an Hollywood actress, and Taiwo is from one of those prestigious families in Lagos Island, in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so they're getting married, and there was, first of all, there was the issue of the age. I don't think the age was much an issue, but it was mentioned during the audio conversation between Taiwo's dad and the woman that was talking to him. She's 38 years old, and Taiwo is 30. Okay. They met barely 6 months ago. Taiwo Cole's father reveals in the audio. So let's listen to the audio first of all.
We are the ones tó máa wà in forefront. Àwa náà máa fún níyàwó. Àwa la máa fọ ẹsẹ̀ ìyàwó. Àwa la máa láàgbà ìyàwó. Nígbà tó ló fẹ́ fẹ́yàn, you met somebody kò tí ju 7 months lọ, ó ló máa fẹ́ tipátipá. The relationship is not more than 7 months. You are hearing it from me.
Can you imagine?
7 months relationship. A lè sọ fún ẹ pé wá ọmọ yìí, bàbá ẹ̀ la jẹ́. Ìyàwó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa, àwọn èyí tó bímọ gbogbo ẹ̀ lálọ́bẹ̀ lálọ́ṣẹ̀tọ́ ládọ̀bálẹ̀. Ẹni tó bímọ fún yàn ó kúrò láàlẹ́ ẹni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwọn ò ń sọmọ nù gbogbo bí tí ọmọ wa bá wà ibẹ̀ la máa lọ tọ́. Mo lè sọ fún ẹ pé I want to see ọmọ tó ti lọ bí síbì kan owó tó ń send síbẹ̀. Gbogbo àwọn cousins mi ní London náà send owó 200-300 pounds. Wípé ọmọ Kúnlé lélẹ́yìí ò irọ́ Kúnlé náà. Wọ́n pè wọ́n lè sọ wípé don't do this, you cannot do any marriage. Papa ẹ ló gbọ́dọ̀ fi ahead ẹ̀.
Of course now.
Ló máa dáhùn.
Ó wá bọ́kọ̀ bàbá ẹ̀ tí ń ṣe èèyàn kékeré lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ó wá. Your name is all over social media. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ọmọ ẹ wo ló fẹ́ marry tẹ pé disclaimer síta?
A máa dà fún ẹ o. Ọmọ àìsàn. Ó bá dìde. Kò tí ì mọ́gẹ́ náà ju 6 months lọ. Ó dẹ̀ wá. A dẹ̀ sọ fún begging is by sọmọ pé two thrones, 3 thrones ta ní ìjọba Èkó, Onírù, Abẹ́òkúta. A dẹ̀ sọ fún pé the family the way we do things. Ọmọ ńlá láti lọ through gbogbo kí ló ti ń pè. Ló bá ní ọmọ àmárí ọmọ Onírù said no. Ó dẹ̀ wá. Over the invitation without my consent.
Are you serious?
Number someone Missy Palace.
Hey.
So, I mean, for those of you who don't understand Yoruba, what the dad is saying, that's Taiwo's father, was saying. His name is Engineer Kunle Ko. What he's saying there is that Taiwo met the young lady called Wafa about 6-7 months ago, and the family said that they need to give it time for them to do all the checking and go through the processes before they can get married. If you listen to the audio, although he was speaking mostly in Yoruba, he wasn't saying that they shouldn't get married. Okay. So there was the issue of the pregnancy, that she's pregnant for him, all right? But the father was saying that they don't, in their family, they don't refuse children. Even when you have a child, there's a Yoruba saying that once you have a child with someone, the person is already a wife, okay? once there is a child between a man and a woman, that person is no longer just a mistress. The person becomes a wife. That's the tradition in Yoruba land. So the father is saying in this audio to that woman that what he said to his son is he should hold on. Even if it means having the baby, that's fine. It doesn't stop them from getting married. She can have the baby, but they should take their time so that both families can do due diligence because they are related to they are related to the royal family in Lagos. And according to what dad was saying, the dad was saying that once he went ahead to go and print invitation cards without his consent, he was summoned to the palace to ask, how is your son getting married? And we are not aware. So the dad said that in their family, they have a process and they don't rush into marriage like that, that it needs to be done properly. That's what he said to his son, right? And he said at that point that he apologized and said, okay, he's heard and everything. And there was also the issue of him having a child for another woman in London. That Taiwo has a child in London. And, so the dad said, wait, just wait. But the dad said, before he knew it, that Taiwo went and printed invitation cards without his knowledge. Okay? So that was the audio that you were listening to. I don't know how that got leaked, but it did. And the father was explaining there. I think it's a private conversation, but it was out there. And after that audio, there was a letter. There was a letter. I think this is the marriage. Okay, this is the marriage. You can see the traditional marriage. I think she's from Calabar or that area, because this is Efik or Ibibio tradition. So it's either Akwa Ibom or Calabar. I'm not sure where the wedding took place, but it's from around that area, from her dressing. So this is the letter. Let me get to the letter. After that audio was leaked, right? They went ahead and did the traditional marriage, right? And this letter was released. Let me read it to you. It says, May 4, 2024, read the wedding of Taiwo Olakiton Ko. Images and videos came to our attention showing our son Taiwo getting married to a Wofia Ewa in a traditional ceremony in Ugeb, Cross River State. This says to notify all acquaintances, family and friends that the core family of Victoria Island, Lagos are not aware of any marriage ceremony to our son Taiwo Olakiton Ko. Neither did we grant permission nor support in this regard. As such, parents or persons parading themselves as new members of the co-heritage by virtue of this purported event are not known or accepted by the family. All publications and documents being circulated about this are to be discarded. Discarded. It was signed Engineer Kunle Cole for the family, Victoria Land, Lagos. Okay, so this was trending as well on social media, and of course, the couple were not backing down. Right? They were not backing down at all. And Taiwo posted this. He said, "I found a good wife, and there's no going back. I found a good wife. There's no going back." And of course, the wedding pictures and all that. I think there was also a post from the sister, because Taiwo is a twin. When you hear Taiwo or Taye, there is a twin name. The Kehinde also posted something. I don't have it here. Let me check if I can see it on Gist Lover, and I'll show you. What Taiwo posted is, "I found a good wife, and there's no going back." Yeah, there's no going back. So this is in defiance to the letter that the father has written that was now circulating on social media. So it was like, I have found a good wife. I have found my the bone of my bone. There is no going back. I'll see if I can find what the sister wrote as well. It was actually in support. It was in support of the marriage as well. I'll find it. I think it's somewhere. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Please give us a thumbs up. We're going somewhere. We were talking about, initially, I was going to talk about parental consent. It's still relating to parental consent. But now, I now have, you know, I can quote categorically that Engineer Cole, which is the father that we're talking about, Kunle Cole, has also said why, they issued that letter and why it seems like the family is not in support of the marriage. Okay. He's not saying, according to Engineer Cole, he's not saying that Taiwo should not marry Wafa. He's saying they should wait. Okay. He's saying they need to wait because there's no rush. They only met 6 or 7 months ago. And according to Engineer Cole, in our family, we have a protocol, we have a way we do things. Okay? So he told his son, wait. And his son, according to Engineer Cole, went and printed invitation cards. He was not invited to the wedding. Okay? But the mother was there. Let me show you a video of the mother. Because there was a video also circulating on social media where the mother was dancing and having a good time with the bride. So somebody sent it to me and said, well, if the father did not agree, at least, because the way people are viewing this matter on social media now is like, oh, the father did not consent. The father didn't consent to it. But I don't think this is actually an issue of consent. I think it's an issue of due diligence and a family saying, wait, you, even if you want to marry her, wait. We have a way of doing things in this family. And I'm not saying it is wrong or right. I'm just telling you how this is the fact of the matter, right? Okay, so this is the wedding. I think this is the traditional marriage, and that's Taiwo's mom there dancing. So this is from the third room NG. It says, regardless of the supposed refusal of Wofa being welcome into the family, the video of herself and her mother-in-law vibing on the dance floor surfaces. So that's the mother and the mother-in-law. They are dancing. So the two mothers are dancing, obviously in support. So the mother, Taiwo's mother, was there. Okay? Right. You got it? Do you got it? Okay, I hope you got it. I'm going somewhere. Guys, be patient with me. So the mother attended. I've talked about what the father said. I've talked about the audio. I've talked about the mother attending and the letter that the father had released in a statement saying how, he's not welcoming the new wife because the marriage had taken place without their consent. All right. Now, this is the tea of the whole matter. You want to hear it? Give us a thumbs up if you want to hear the tea of the matter. The real cocoa of the matter. The real cocoa of the matter is give us a thumbs up, guys. You're just joining. I had the opportunity to speak to Engineer Cole this evening. Apparently, a family member of mine knows him very well. I didn't know. They belong to the same tennis club. So my family member just called me this evening and was like, "Did you hear about this story?" And I said, "Yes, I heard about it. I was going to cover it yesterday, but I didn't get around to it. But I'm going to do it today." And he said, "Well, I know the dad. He's my friend." I'm like, "What? You know him?" It's like, "Yeah, we're here together." I'm like, "Really? Oh." I said, "Put it on the speaker. Let me have a chat with him." So yeah, he didn't want to be interviewed, but he did give me permission to quote him. And this is what Engineer Cole said. He said that Taiwo's mother left him when they were just 3 years old, when Taiwo was 3. And Taiwo, Kendi, and another child, 3 children, called, the third child is called Ladun. All right? She left. I don't know what happened. He didn't go into detail. He just said that she left. And she left the children, basically abandoned the children for him. He didn't take the children with him. She didn't take the children with her when she was leaving the marriage. Okay? And that he was stuck with 3 children to raise. Let me show you the picture again. This is Engineer Cole. That's him there. That's the father, and that's the mother you saw dancing a minute ago. And this is the woman that Engineer Cole later married that raised Taiwo, the sister, the 3 children, basically that you know that the parents had, the mother had for the father. Her name is Isoka, and she's a Benin woman. Okay, she was the one that raised them, and she was not even invited to the wedding. Let that sink in. I actually have a number. I'm going to try and see if I can ring her during the live show and then hear what she has to say. Because I had to ask Engineer Cole, was the stepmother invited? Because you said she said the mother abandoned them for 27 years for him. And he raised these children with with the woman he married. And that is Isoken. Isoken was the one that raised the 3 children with him. So he said that now on social media, it seems as if, the mother is in support of the marriage. She was invited and all that. But he was the one that suffered for those children. He was the one that was there. He was the one that did everything for them since they were 3 years old. So you can see where his pain is coming from. You can see where the hurt is coming from. So he said that they were left when they were only 3 years old. The mother left them. I don't know what happened. Usually a lot of things happen why marriages end or why, people leave marriage. That's not the point. The point is that, they were left to the father by their mother. And the father said that he did not disagree with the marriage. He did not. He said he did not disagree because a lot of people were making it about age. That, maybe they thought. So the issues that came up on social media was age and class. And people tend to discriminate a lot against, their children marrying older women. But Engineer Cole said, and I quote, "It is not about the age." Okay? It did not disagree that Taiwo cannot marry, Wofa. But it was him advising his son to wait. That's all he said. He said there are processes in their family of which Taiwo is aware of because the sister as well got married. And he said that even when the sister, who is Kendi, got married, that it was Taiwo that represented him at the registry to sign. Okay? So he said he just wants both families to meet. So the Cole family and Wafa's family to meet. And that never happened. He said that they were supposed to meet in February. They had agreed to meet in February, but it didn't happen. And so you can imagine his surprise when he saw the invitation. He told his son, according to him, that there needs to be proper meeting between 2 families. He's already even told his friends, he's already told people about this, but there was no opportunity for both families to meet. And this is standard in most cultures in Nigeria for both families to meet. Yeah. So he said that didn't happen. They arranged it to happen in February, but it didn't happen. So they didn't get to meet the in-laws. They didn't get to meet the woman's family according to their own tradition, to get to know them, to ask questions, to familiarize with the family that the son is going to get married to. And the next thing he knew was that his son was getting married. They were supposed to wait in May, according to Engineer Cole, for this to happen. But the son printed invitation cards and decided to do the wedding without his consent and without his permission. Okay? So I think that is the main thing here. Yeah. And he said that, when the marriage between him, When the marriage between him and the marriage between Engineer Cole said when the marriage between him and the mother ended, he told her to take the children. But according to him, Taiwo's mother did not want to take them. He said, and I quote, "You are the one that wanted children." So he left the children with him to raise with another woman. So he's saying, how is it that a father that raised you, cared for you, educated you, gave you the best? Because this is not about whether the marriage failed. We usually have these conversations here about how a man may not be a good husband, but he will be a great father. A woman might not be a good wife, he may be a good mother. These are different roles. So we're not talking about the marriage. I'm not going into why the marriage ended. It's not my business. I don't know them that much. I'm just giving this information based on the conversation that I had with the father, that this is what he said. He said, these children, the mother left them when they were 3 for 27 years. And now they are getting married, and he is the one, and she is the one there dancing. Yeah. Should I share the video with you guys again so that you see? Why is she the one there dancing and celebrating when he wasn't even present? And he also made it clear again that he was not against the marriage. It's not about whether Taiwo should marry the young lady or not. He just told them to wait so that the families can meet and they can do their own preparation and investigation and all that. All right? Guys, please give us a thumbs up. We have only 134 likes. And I'm giving you information, first-hand information, right? So that's the pain. That is the pain that Uncle Engineer Cole has. He said, how is he going to do a marriage without telling his friends, without inviting people that he knows? Being the kind of family that they are, Lagos people know how to do party. They are the party, they are the cream de la cream when it comes to party. They are the ones that set pace for party. So how is he going to go and do a marriage for his son without having, his friends? He said that they are related to the royal family, and he even said that someone lose wife. The current governor of Lagos, the mother is a Cole. So these are people who are connected, right? They are not ordinary people. The mother, the current governor of Lagos State mother is a Cole. So that's the family. They are, Nigeria, we have a class. There's class in Nigeria. So yeah. So that is the truth about the matter. This is what the father has said. It's not about whether they should marry or not marry. It's not about the family saying, oh, we are too good for you, or you are too good, you're not good enough to our son. It's about respect for the father. The father is saying, I'm your father, and I'm asking you to wait so that we can go and see. Let the both families meet. Okay? What's the rush? You met 7 months ago. 6, 7 months ago, you met. Okay? That's the picture of Engineer Cole there. 7 months ago, you met. What's the rush? If it's the issue of the pregnancy, some ladies don't want to have, a baby when they haven't tied the knots yet. They want to do the marriage and all that. But he's saying, you can have the baby, you can have a wedding thereafter. Just wait. But he said he went ahead and got married without calling him, without inviting him, without his consent. So I think the conversation is around how important. I'm bearing in mind that you are also an African, oh. So because I know a lot of people have they feel there's any kind of way about this. Would you get married without your parents? I know some people have done it. Some people said on social media that they did get married without their parents' involvement, without telling their parents. But is it safe for even the woman? Let's go that, because today now we are looking at different things happening on social media. Let's take for instance the issue of Mobad. That's a very good example. Once upon a time, Mobad, the young girl that married Mobad, Wumi, and Mobad's dad were besties. They were good friends. They wore the same sutana together, went to church together. They loved each other. But today, look how social media, and again, because of the sad passing of Mobad, just look at. So even for a woman, I'm thinking, going into a family whereby you don't receive that parental blessing, how do you feel safe in that love? That love is going to sustain, because remember, those of you who have been married for a long time will know that love is not enough when it comes to marriage. We're talking about long-term marriage. It's not enough. Life is going to come at you. Things will come at you. Challenges will come along the way. Can your love sustain that marriage? Not even from only the man's side. I'm talking about you as a woman here. I mean, if you are the woman, if you're a wofa, would you go and get married to someone when you know that the family are saying, wait, or the family have not, approved that date for you to get married? What do you guys think about this? Yeah, I think the conversation is around parental blessing. Mm. So there was a disclaimer. Yeah, the good life mentor. Yeah, the disclaimer simply said, since the guy went ahead to marry without the family issue, allow his wife to marry to answer his first name, Taiwo, not Ko. Yeah, thank you. That's what the disclaimer said. It said, because that name Cole belongs to a certain family in Lagos, and you have gone to marry without our blessing as your father, then you can't take that name. Your wife needs to bear your first name, which is Taiwo. I mean, this is very typical of what a Nigerian father would do. Very, I mean, it's not far-fetched. Most Nigerian fathers will feel slighted if their sons or their daughters goes and get married without their permission. Okay? And so I want us to have a conversation between, is there at some point where, as parents, we need to like maybe back down a little bit. Mm? Maybe back down a little bit and just try to be a bit more understanding and work with our children, because you are seeing it now. It's happening now that people are getting married. Taiwo did it without the father. He got married, even though the family is this kind of family that is big, is prestigious. They have a big name in Lagos Island. So, what are your thoughts about it? Thank you very much, guys. Give us a call. The link is in the comment section if you want to join the conversation. You're welcome. Please be respectful. I don't know. People are involved, and these are people who are likely to catch this. So, whatever your contribution is, both on the comment section and on the studio, be respectful. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Nick Deji, welcome. How are you, darling?
Hello, good evening, good
Hi.
afternoon. I'm
Yeah.
well. How are you?
Welcome. No, thank you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have so many things to say, but and of course, I may not know everything, but the little that I do know, there's so many
Mhm.
perspectives around this. I do feel
Right.
that there are some missing pieces because we know, especially for Yoruba culture in Nigerian culture, the children belong to the men, compared differently than how it is abroad. Usually when marriages end, they usually leave the children with the women, but in our culture, it's typical that the children are left with the men so they can provide for them, they can take care of them, they can raise them. But a lot of times that doesn't mean the mom has disappeared. It's just that he has the main responsibility and the children live in their household. Even we've seen so many situations and circumstances when men have affairs and they cheat and they have a baby outside. What do? They must bring the baby into their house, right? And then it's
Mhm.
that wife that will be raising the outside child. Now, and so we don't know the full story. I don't need to know why the marriage ended, but it ended. But a lot of times we always hear and I know you know this person, and I don't know them, but we also don't know if we're hearing the full story or the story that makes him look in a positive light. But we
Mm-hmm.
also hear many cases of they would say, "Oh, she abandoned the children because now
Mm-hmm.
you're responsible for the children." But maybe the mother wanted visitation. Maybe she was around. Maybe she was trying to connect with them, and you were the one preventing it. We don't know that piece. So the
Mm-hmm.
other part I'm looking at is that if this woman truly abandoned them and she had no interaction with them, no connection, no nothing, it is very hard for me to believe the son would want his biological mother there on that special day. It's very rare. If he felt a certain type of way about this woman, he wouldn't have wanted her there. So, something in the milk is not clean. It's like, no, there's something missing. And then on top of that, we also have some Nigerian men, not all, so I'm not speaking generalized, that sometimes if it's not their way specifically, if it's not, oh, I want it like this, I want this time, I want this, I want that, they would now put a kibosh to everything. And the first statement that came out, what was he saying? He was saying because she's older than him by 8 years and they've only been dating this amount of time, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, fine. We already know sometimes there's ageism. But the fact that they've been dating for X amount of time, there are people that have dated for less and their marriages are still going strong. There are people who have dated for a decade and they will soon be divorced within a year. That's not a determination. And how do you even know? I even wonder, is he that close with his son? Because to me, it just didn't sound like in that letter that he really had a good reason as to why. And I'm also
So are you
looking at the
saying
perspective of the bride.
so what you're saying in terms of that, you're saying that um the father didn't want the marriage to happen. Is that what you're saying? Maybe because of the
Yeah,
age
like
gap?
but that was one of the reasons, like, when I guess when he did one of the postings, or I don't know if he put in his letter, but he said because she was older than him, the age gap. And then he also said they haven't dated for long. So it
No, he
almost
said
seems like the
is the audio
reason
that
he was bring
that audio that was leaked. He did mention the age, but he didn't say. To be fair, I can play the audio again. If you listen to the audio, he mentioned the age, but he didn't say that they were
Mhm.
against it because of the age. Actually, he didn't
Okay,
say that
got
they
it.
were against it.
He just
Yeah.
mentioned it.
He mentioned it.
He
Yeah.
just
He
mentioned some of
mentioned
the
it in
issues he
passing.
had a problem with.
Yes. He mentioned it in
Okay,
passing.
I
But
will take that.
the main thing that I got from the audio was Dad was saying they just met and they should give it time. They should wait. That's the same thing he was saying. And that's the same thing he
You know
confirmed when I
what?
spoke to
And
him. He said, wait, let both families meet. I
you
mean,
know what? I
that's
understand, and I can get that, and I can respect that. When I got
mm,
married, my dad said the same thing. But everybody is different, and everybody has their own journey. So for whatever reason, whatever concerns he had or whatever, at the end of the day, you're not dealing with underage people. You're dealing with adults. 30-year-old is more than
in
sufficient
Nigeria, a
to get
30-year-old
married.
man is not
30
such an adult. You've forgotten that we're not talking. Oh my goodness, you guys, you are so westernized.
No,
You
you're
are looking
right.
at
You're
Western
right.
standard.
You're right. You're
30-year
right.
old is a child in Nigeria. You are not an adult.
You're right.
In
I
age, you
I
are
will
an
give
adult,
you
but to
that.
your parents, you come on
To
now,
your
think
parents,
back.
but you know what? I understand, but you know what? Even to my own parents, as old as I am, as big as I am, they still look at me like a little child, and I'm like, I already
Exactly.
have
You always be a child to your parents,
one
remember.
child in college, but it does. But this is not sentimental. We're talking about, okay, your son came to you. Obviously, they informed him. It's not like they didn't inform him, and he's not like, do it, Ted, did it. And maybe the conversation wasn't clear. Maybe his
So
reasoning, because you know how our parents are. When we ask our parents some things, we say, okay, daddy, mommy, why? It's like they will be saying, they won't be direct, they won't be clear. So maybe the son is
no,
like, okay,
no, no,
he's
no,
just,
no. Mm-mm. Nick Deji, I'm going to disagree with you on this occasion because I think Junior gets the point. This is about family tradition. Every family is different. Okay, every family. This is about tradition. The way we do in my family. might be different from they say it in Yoruba that the way we do in my family might be an abomination in your family. Do you understand? This is about tradition. Are you saying that as a
I
parent,
understand that.
if you say to your child, wait, because this is my tradition, we need to do a meeting. I don't know if you caught that
No,
part when I
I'm
was
not.
saying that
I'm
the dad
not.
said
I understand that. I'm not disputing that.
that we need to do a
And I
meeting
have
with
no
the
problem with
woman's
tradition.
family. And your son goes ahead to
Yeah,
print the
it's like
invitation card.
introduction, right? You're doing introduction before the introduction, right? I understand that one. But what I'm saying is that one thing people also need to understand when you're dealing with different generations, these younger generation of children, of kids, they don't, that's like you made the quote, you know, what a child would see, even standing on the tallest tree, would not even go beyond what an elder can see. So at the end of the day, it's either you explain to them, like when I did my own marriage, like my father kept talking about, oh, we need to collect dowry, we need to do this. And my perspective, of course, I was raised here in the US, you know, but my perspective is like, I'm not an animal. You're not selling me off. Like, what is this? And they were like, no, culturally is this is the meaning, bye. But I also made my own points that I just disagreed with it, right? So there was a discussion had, but at the same time, my father felt his way, I felt my way. But guess what? When the day came, he collected it and he gave it back.
Let
Because
me
he
ask
understood my perspective that we don't sell our children,
let
right?
me
So
let me
for
ask you
me,
this.
it's like, for yes,
Sorry, Nick Deji, I'm going to cut in because of time. Would you go
no, go
ahead and
ahead.
marry
I'm listening.
without your father or mother, or without your father attending? Would you do that?
I would
I'm
want their
putting you on the spot
blessings to
now.
begin with. I would want
Pardon?
their blessings to begin with. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yes, go
I
ahead.
would want my family's blessing, because at the end of the day, that was the other side of it. You don't want your in-laws to feel that you were so cheaply, right? There's that undertone, especially for the woman. If you don't have your family backing you on that day, sometimes the in-laws can feel they can treat you anyhow, because who would advocate and fight for you? So for me, I would want my family's blessings. I would want my family there. But if I'm dealing with a father that's very
Mm-hmm.
stubborn and adamant that no,
Mm-hmm.
this, and this, if my mother's on board, I am
Yeah.
okay. If my
Okay.
mother is on board, I will go for it. So yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. Let me move on very quickly because of time. I appreciate you, Nick Deji, my darling babe from Houston, Texas. Okay, honey babe, you are in the studio. How are you, darling? Welcome.
Hello, Auntie B. Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Hope you're good, Auntie B.
I'm well. Okay, what do you have to say about this? Father said, wait, and son went and printed invitation and married without consent.
You know what's,
What are your
you know
thoughts?
what's really funny? Everybody calls me, Butiko and everything, but I don't know. I think for me, as much as I'm westernized, as much as I've been brought up in this UK, I would have that respect, even though you know that I have issues with my dad, and I respect what he had to say. We would obviously try and reach a compromise, but at the end of the day, I would want to, and I would want my dad's blessing. So I find it quite funny. A lot of the kind of comments I'm seeing in the comment section, there's no respect for parents.
This generation, they are very defiant, aren't they? I mean, in my generation, I would never dream of getting married without my
And
father's blessing.
the father has looked after
Mm.
the daughter, and the stepmother is shining that girl to the extent that you will not know that she's not the biological mother. So when I see comments like, the biological mother, not every mother is meant to be a mother. I don't think people understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that a woman, if it is true, abandoned her 3 children, she should not be praised for that. Because if it was a man that did that, come and see the nonsense comments we'll be saying about this man. But for some
Mm.
reason, we have grace for this woman,
Mm-hmm.
which I
Yes.
find very hypocritical. Very,
Mm-hmm.
very disappointing, the comments I'm seeing. I'm
Yes.
always
In
about
fact, I'm
fairness.
telling somebody to calm down now because
Yeah.
favor. You need to calm down. Just calm down.
As long as she's not directing it at me, I'm not really bothered. But my issue is that if you're going to tell off the men, you have to tell off the women. Now, there may be some bits in between that we don't know. Yes,
yeah, of course.
My own story is my ex-husband fought me for my child to the extent that it was a battle. My son doesn't know the ins and out because he's very young. And maybe there is some situations where this lady fought for her children. But if she did indeed abandon her,
so the conversation is not really about, really about the parents, like their marriage.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's turning out to be that, like what people are talking about.
Maybe I digress.
I want us to focus on, because this is not hearsay.
Sorry.
All right. No,
I know. And for you,
not you. It's the comments mainly. I need to stop looking at the comments.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It doesn't bother me at all.
It's not about what happened between the parents.
Yes.
I'm just giving you the information based on what the father has said. That the mother left when they were 3 years old.
Yes.
And for 27 years, he raised those children with his second wife. So this is not the conversation about their marriage. What we're talking about is, which you get married, or how would you feel if your child gets married without your blessing? That is the conversation
I would be upset. And what I'm trying to make people understand is that this is a father that decided to raise his 3 children. There may be more to it, bits and pieces were missing. And you have the audacity as his child to now decide that you want to marry without your father's blessing. You know, there's many Yoruba adages about doing things like this, that you're not bringing blessing to your life by doing. This is someone that, did everything for you, and you now decide to do that. I'm for me, it's very disheartening. I've not been born and brought up in Nigeria, but there's certain things that is right and wrong. There's certain things where you respect your parents.
Somebody said in the comment that traditions sometimes protect the wife, the woman. Because if what the father has said to me, I'm quoting what he said because he said it to me directly. Okay, this is not hearsay, and that's why I keep going back. And like I said, this conversation is not about the parents' marriage. Yes. So the information about the mom leaving them for 27 years is by the way. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Right. So it's by the way. The main thing we're talking about is a son getting married, without the father being present, and from that, a prestigious family, from Lagos Island.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now,
Auntie B.
What we're looking at is marriage is a very long and difficult journey.
Yes.
There's no way that you're going to love one another so much that you say, oh, this is endless love. I don't see you. Oh, this love. No. Yeah. People that I'm not praying. I pray that their marriage works out. But sometimes as Nigerians, as Africans, family can be a buffer when there's a rocky patch in marriage.
Yeah, that's true. And what it is, there's a natural allegiance for us to side with the woman. And people need to understand not every mother is a mother. My issue is that even if you have issues in the marriage, your child is getting married. What is wrong with the woman saying to the son, your father has to be there? Your stepmother has to be there because she planted into your life. There's certain things that you do in life that you have to do the right thing. So I don't really know the... Sorry.
Yeah. So, as long as the father does not disagree, okay? Yes. Believe it or not, some women will not marry into a family where they are not accepted. Okay? Yes. They will not.
Yes, I agree.
But if the father agrees, if I were the woman, I would find a way for us to go and, expedite, maybe begging daddy to see if they can move things fast.
Exactly.
So that, the pregnancy will not show. I want to do my wedding and wear my wedding gown and take pictures so I will look good. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, the wise way to go about this, for a woman's perspective, because we're always advocating for women on this platform, even for your own safety, your own protection, is that you need to get, find a way to see how you can probably go and, get your intendant, which is Taiwo in this occasion.
Yes.
To talk to that, to say, okay, what can we do to expedite, to make this thing fast? She's pregnant.
Yeah, how do we make it work? Yeah, Auntie B. I give you an example. When I was marrying my ex-husband, I went on speaking terms with my dad. But out of respect, I now call daddy that, listen, daddy, I'm seeing someone. This is who I'm seeing. And this is what I'm saying. You may not be on good terms, whether it's the mom and the dad, but you come together as a family for the fact that your child is getting married. Whether you're fighting your dad, it not concern me. Whether you're fighting your mom, dad, or it doesn't. You use your common sense. He's a full-grown man, I assume. He should have called daddy. Daddy, how do we make this thing work? I really want you to be there. That is a child that has respect for their siblings, respect for their parents. I'm laughing at myself because me, I'm proper British, pretty cool, but I assume that my mother born me well, in the sense that there's certain things I don't.
And now you're trying to speak pidgin English.
You understand?
Thank you.
I just find it shocking that we're now in the West and we've forgotten our traditions. It's very disappointing.
And now, you know, another aspect I was going to talk about, even the stepmother who the dad said raised them was not invited.
I know,
and raised children.
Yes.
Yes, I know. You know why
I say that?
And they got married without you.
I know.
We're all women here. Put yourself in that position.
I know. But there's a lot of people that are celebrating the fact that she's just the stepmother. Can you imagine? I have many, many stories where the stepmother has been more of the mother to children than the biological mother. I have a friend that the girl is in the same school as my son. And
they were 3 years old. According to the father said they were 3 years old. Do you really want to tell me that a man like engineer Kunle in Nigeria was the one bathing children, cooking for them?
I know, right?
Cleaning after them, doing everything for them? Of course not.
I know, Auntie B. You know what shocks me is that we're saying every day, men are this, men are this, men are this. I know he may not be a perfect guy, but this guy stood up to the challenge and brought up 3 children. We don't celebrate him. We're making comments that we need to see what the mother said. If it's true, then if it's true, she's a bad woman. And I will stand by what I said.
Do you know why I realize a lot of Obodo fam, when it comes to this issue of husband and wife, a lot of people have some bias.
Of course it is. It's the hypocrisy of it. Because
we have bias when it comes to if this case was the other way around.
Of course, Auntie B.
We'll go all out on the man. But now you guys are struggling. You don't even want.
There's a struggle for them to believe
that. The other side, you are giving excuses. You are
study.
You don't maintain the same energy when we're talking about men.
Yeah, I know. It shocks me that whether you're a man and a woman, you have to take accountability. If you've abandoned your child for 20 something years, you have to live with the choices. Excuses that because the daughter, because the children don't have an issue, but it doesn't matter. Whether you abandoned your child for 20 years, it's not an excuse that the kids are okay with it now. Maybe they just decided to let it go, but she did what she did. Okay, I just find it shocking that you're ready to give a woman respite with her bad choices. If it's a man now, oh my God, you can imagine the comments.
Yeah,
it's very. I don't like hypocrisy. One thing you're accountable whether you're a man or a woman. We should not be biased because we're women. If a woman is bad, she's bad. And that's the end of the story. It's very disappointing. That's all I have to say.
All right. You're holding that we gave you a post on this platform. You are accountability prefect and you are holding that post properly. I'm very proud of you, honey babe. Thank you so much, my darling. Thank you. No, I think we should look at things from an equal opportunity. I'm an equal opportunity person. So don't be sentimental because we're talking of a woman now. We talk about fathers who walk away all the time. Just a few days ago, the last show I actually did here, we're talking about irresponsible fathers that don't know whether their children eat or drink or go to school or wear clothes. And now, this is the other side of the coin. And you guys, come on now. Hypocrisy is too much in this comment section. Hypocrisy. Anyway, give us a thumbs up. It's not right. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Whenever we're talking about Mongo Park daddies, we don't say, let's hear from the... when we talk about single mothers, I'm a big supporter of single mothers. I'm always advocating for single mothers who are left to raise children. We don't say, what did she do? And let's hear from the dad. Why the dad left? Now you want to hear why she left. Okay, that's all right. Dami, come on now. Welcome, darling. How are you?
Hello, Auntie. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm good, darling. Welcome.
Okay. So I remember a couple of I think maybe sometime last year that we're talking about something like this, and I said I will not get married to somebody that my father does not approve of. And I was attacked. They called me immature. They told me I said I don't have a mind of my own. I imagine that marriage is already difficult as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to minimize the challenges that obviously are ahead, I will do everything I can to avoid it.
Yeah.
So for me, the answer, I cannot marry or I can't go ahead with a wedding that on both sides, on my own father's side and on my father-in-law to be side, is not approved of. Very
Mm-hmm.
simple. I've seen the dangers of it in family. I've seen how people get into situations, and hands are tied because in the first place we didn't approve of this wedding and all of that. And
Mm-hmm.
trust me, life is already too difficult. Anything to me, I don't like to prove anything to anybody. Second of all, I listened to the voice notes, and to be honest, the person that recorded that voice note is a wicked person,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she was baiting him. And of course, somebody that was frustrated, he said a lot of things that you could tell that he said it out of frustration. What I got from it, without even you saying all of this, what I got from it was there's a due process.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people online are picking on the fact that, oh, Cole family from Victoria Island. Let's start with the fact that, see, the whole of Lagos State, they are indigenous of Lagos State. Cole from Victoria Island, that's their village. The fact that it's a metropolitan city now doesn't mean they're just identifying their
Just
ancestral
leave that.
roots.
Social media, they always have something to say.
Second of all, this is not the first time something like this is happening. I
Mm-hmm.
remember with Femi Fani-Kayode's daughter. He was married to, I think, Yewande Wada. That's his first wife. And when his daughter was getting married, because they didn't have a relationship, they didn't involve him. He said he didn't approve of the wedding, and they went ahead. So I know that situations are different,
Mm-hmm.
circumstances are different. However, the part that I didn't like about it was the letter that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a bit too much and unnecessary.
Okay. Why?
He said something. He said anybody putting themselves, or the way
Mm-hmm.
he basically
Yeah.
described Wofi
Mm-hmm.
was I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I I mean it was very unnecessary,
Okay.
absolutely unnecessary, and
Mm-hmm.
that is the part that I take issue with.
Anybody parading themselves as a new member of the co-heritage by virtue of this purported event are
Yeah.
not known or accepted by the family.
Yes. I just think that was because the reason being that I don't believe in people bringing their family issues online to resolve, because it reduces the chance of reconciliation. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about children that are that are innocent people in all of this, and it's just too much. I just thought all of that was a bit too much.
Yeah,
But
but it
again,
was not the dad. It was not the family that brought it to social media. The couple brought the matter to social media.
how they
They
just
were the
put
one
it.
that started it by posting their wedding. If you know that the matter is delicate in
Mhm.
terms of family dynamics, why would you even bring it to social media? Knowing the kind of family. The father said that when that the wedding picture started circulating on social media, that he was summoned to the palace.
So I think what he said was that, so when the invitation, so I think he was summoned to the palace,
Hmm.
and then Taiwo as well was summoned to the palace as well, and he begged, and they told
Yes.
him to cancel the event, which they didn't. They went ahead with. So, in essence, like I don't know. I just with that, I just feel like that was where it got a bit messy.
So,
You
so
know,
for me personally, I think the couple they didn't handle it well themselves because they were in complete defiance of the father, if you ask me, and they disrespected the father as well. See, we can talk like this. Sometimes you need to put yourself in people's position. So if you are a young girl, you want to get married, you can be making your mouth to say whether they agree or not. I'm going to marry, whether my parents agree or not. But that same young girl, when you become a mother and your son is getting married, and they are, you are totally relegated, you're not going to see it the same way.
Hmm.
You see
Hmm.
what I mean?
Hmm.
Your role as a young girl getting married is different from your role as a mother. Okay?
True. True.
So the way the couple handled it, and I'm not putting this on even Warfire, just the two
I
of
think
them.
what Wofi has the least blame is more
Yes, it's the
on
son.
the
It's
son.
Taiwo. Yeah, Taiwo. The way
Yeah.
they handled it, knowing that, the father, there's been issues with the father saying, hold on, and they've been called to the palace, and they've been told, hold on, don't do anything, wait. Then you now went and started posting on social media. What do you think is going to happen?
Hmm.
Think about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's based on what people were now, including the Olofofo woman that called the dad, Dami, that
That
recorded
woman
the
is
dad. It's based
that
on those
woman is a
pictures that they
wicked
called the
woman.
dad.
That woman is a wicked, because
Social media, don't say disclaimer, and she was recording it.
that woman is a wicked. You don't need enemies when you have friends like that. That woman is a wicked woman, because
So
obviously and there were some things that he said that I just felt like this is a family
you
matter.
can marry without posting it on social media. You don't need to post your wedding on social media. It's possible, especially when there's controversy around, the family agreement and all that. They could have done this without it coming on social media. If they didn't post it, nobody would know.
Auntie B, but this is also the happiest. Like, Auntie B, this is also the happiest time of their lives, I assume,
So
right?
the happiness will reduce if it's not on social media.
But, like, wanting to share it with their
Okay.
friends and
It's the
whatnot.
sharing that got us here now. Hold on, just hold on, Dami. Let me take this call from The Good Life. Welcome, bro. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening, Auntie B.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're talking about
In fact,
the Cole family
I am
and this
just
wedding.
I am just laughing and laughing. I read the comments and I am just amazed, at how social media can twist, turn, and misturn things. I mean, it's so interesting because uh, people have taken it even beyond the so-called letter that was written by the Cole family. Yeah. I mean, all of us, some of us are fathers. I'm a father. I've been mentoring my daughters. And my wish is that the day they would marry, that we will come to consonance and agree, and then they will marry in such a way that I'll be a part of it. I don't think that any reasonable parent don't want to be a part of his children's wedding. But let me just quickly come in here. I happen to know the father, Engineer Cole. I just finished playing tennis with him. Now I'm on my way driving home. Engineer Cole himself, this boy is his father's boy. He cuts his father's hairstyle. They do every damn thing together. People are just getting it wrong. He does not have any problem with his father until this whole incident came up how many days ago. This guy comes with this same babe that he just got married to. He brings the babe to the tennis court. We all know her. We've all seen her. We saw when they started dating and when she comes to the tennis court, when the boy comes to see the father. So it's not like there is people are painting it as if this guy has a
He
problem with
didn't
his father. There
agree.
is no
Yeah,
discord.
no,
There
they're
is
painting
no
it like the father did not agree to the marriage.
no. The thing is this: it is natural that when your son meets somebody and in 2 months he says he wants to marry, you get worried. But let me tell you guys one angle to this that you don't know. As a friend to the father, when Kunle was going to get married to Taiwo's mother, he was warned not to marry the woman. And they had issues over that. And he went ahead and married the woman. And after 3 years, they had issues, and this woman left the kids. Forget about all this whole story. People are saying that whether they refused to allow her to take the woman. Engineer Cole allowed her to continue to relate with the kids as much as she wanted. He offered for her to take care of the kids. They would put nannies with her, and she said categorically with her mouth that she didn't say she wanted kids. He wanted kids. Let him take care of the kids. He got two nannies for them before he got married to his Soken, and his Soken eventually took care of these children. That's not even the issue. But all along the line, it's not like the woman came in from nowhere yesterday. He allowed the woman to relate with the kids freely. He's a free bird. He's a very free person and open person. He relates with this boy like a friend, like a younger brother. So if at the end of the day the boy wants to marry, and then he tells the boy that okay,
You're muted, though. The Good Life mentor. So we are hearing the thing directly from a friend to the family now, a friend to the daddy. Yeah. Give us a thumbs up, guys, if you are enjoying this conversation. There are lots of lessons for everybody here, to be honest. I know some young people here, your blood is boiling seriously. You don't want to hear anything because you don't want to be told what to do. But life, life go humble now. Man, I no worry. This life, it dey humble everybody. Oh. Make everybody blood just the boil. When they just they do brag, 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 brag. Hey, you can't tell him what to do. He's 30 years old. 30 years old. What is 30 years old? That he knows it all now, he's seen it all, he's experienced life so much, Abby.
Auntie B, I remember when I said they dragged me. I can't remember
Now
what
what
topic.
for now? You people are so funny. You not see life. If you not see life, when I go humble, you go humble. That time you go no say that 30 years. When I said 30 years is a baby, people are saying how can 30 years be baby? I don't mean baby. I mean in terms of experiencing life.
Yeah.
You think it's just going to be all sugar and sweet that they are doing hands now? They are doing photo, taking pictures everywhere and doing honeymoon. You think it's going to remain like that? They say what an old person see when they are sitting down. A young person climb on top of tree will not see it. Experience will
Auntie B,
be.
changed it to that proverb has been upgraded. What a young
Okay.
person sees when they are flying their drone.
All right,
So even if you think that you're flying a drone and you can see it, honestly, life is just too, like, I think, as I said,
you don't want to calm down and just take the lessons. Tomorrow now you go and run and follow one boy, or you two go and carry one girl and you say, my parents, who are my parents to tell me what to do? After all, this is we are Gen Z or we are whatever. And you think, okay, I'm praying that the marriage works out. The Good Life Mentor, you are muted, or can you come back and give us the full tea of what's happening? And I do know that when marriages end, most times, people say, oh, this, that, but it's not always a man's fault, especially when the children are involved. It's not always. It's not always. So I wasn't even talking about the marriage. I'm talking about, if I were a young girl in in her position, a man wants to marry me, and the father is not going to be invited to the wedding. Mi ò tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Ngba, that means you said you will not go.
No, I said I can't remember what we were talking about. People
You
attacked
won't
me because
go.
I said it.
You won't go.
I see, I don't like wala. So anything that is already a red flag going into it, who do you run to? I've seen situations with friends and they feel stranded because they have no one to run to and say, and even seek advice. Like I just think I for married that you're going to that you've never gone to before, you don't know what's
There's
ahead.
already drama on
There's
it.
already drama. Like it's not what it should.
And it's how people are, how people are having, they are just forgetting the fact that the father said that he has a son or he has a child in London.
Oh, that was another thing that I want to talk about.
The Good Life, are you back?
Yes, I don't know where you lost me, but I suddenly
We
discovered
lost you
that.
a long time ago. You were muted. Your audio is very bad now.
So I was just talking to myself. Oh my God.
Yes, you've been talking to yourself for like 10 minutes. Where you stopped?
Oh. Okay.
Your audio is
Somebody
not
was.
quite. Are you on speaker?
Yeah, I'm on speaker. I'm actually inside the car.
Yeah, if you can take it off speaker. It's echoing.
Okay, all right.
So you start at where you were saying
Is it
that.
better now?
Yeah, it's better. Where you said that he's very close to his son, and when the marriage was ending, that the father offered to give her nanny and everything. That's the parents of Taiwo, but she said no. You are the one that wanted children.
Yeah. Oh, that's where you lost me. Oh my God.
Yes. So rewind, please rewind.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. As I was saying, yeah. When this woman, when they separated, I mean, for whatever reasons, I don't know the full details of why they were separating, but according to K said he asked this woman, take these kids, let me rent a place. You guys will be there. I'll put 2 nannies and all that. She said no. that you are the one that wanted kids, so you take care of the kids. He was shuttling between his, excuse me, his various businesses, running to the sea, running to the port and all that, and taking care of those 2 kids. It was a Herculean task for him until he married Isoke, who now came in and then was able to at least put a helping hand and support in raising those kids, So now the kids are grown up, but he has never, not one time till date, stopped them from relating with their mom or stopped them from fraternizing with their mom, because he's a very free bird. He's a very open person. Whether you disagree with him, you agree with him, is that kind of person. So they never stopped that, but he was just shocked that the woman would say, oh, no, she doesn't want to take care of her kids. She doesn't want to hold the kids then. So, but she got somebody to take care of the kids. I mean, he proudly gave you the phone number of the lady. You can call her and find out that part of the story.
Yes.
I mean, if he was a bad father and he had anything that he had done that was bad, he wouldn't have given that. But let me say this boy is a friend to his father. He brings this girl to the tennis court. Everybody in the tennis club knows this girl. He used to bring her there, when he met her and all that. So it's not something that she's not a total stranger to him. It doesn't matter what his own position was, what his reservation was. And when you have a child, even me as a father, when I see my daughter hanging around with some boys, sometimes you ask questions. You are worried. You are concerned. It's a genuine thing to do. And I think that everybody here does the same thing. But at the end of the day, he knows that he does not have a right to decide for the son who to marry, who not to marry. So what happened was, I don't know if I talked about the father calling the father of the girl and asking to come to Calabar. And then he was told to
No, you've not told us that.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. I talked about that. Okay, when eventually they discovered that this girl was pregnant, the guy said he wanted to quickly go ahead and marry. The father told him, okay, let us do it the family way. There is a process in this family. That's the same process with which your sister got married. So if we don't, let us follow that procedure, and then you can do your marriage and whatever. Now this girl is pregnant, so what's the rush all about? That's what the father said. She's already pregnant anyway, so she's going to have your child. So what's the rush all about? And eventually he now said, okay, let's quickly go and see the father. Let's discuss with them. In February, he bought his ticket with his friends, contacted some people, I don't want to mention names now, in Calabar, even up to some former governors who were supposed to go with him to see the father. And then when they were ready, they now called him and said, no, that they were not ready, that they should wait until May. That's the father of the girl. And then he decided to start waiting, only for him to suddenly see Ivy that the marriage has been set for a particular date. And then they summoned the boy. That was when the boy was summoned to the palace. The boy then came to the palace, and then the KBSC asked him and all that, and then he then apologized, to say that, why are you spiting the family? Why are you not carrying us along? How do you print an ID card singularly on your own? Even when your father had said he was going to see these people, you guys said you should wait. Now, while we are waiting, you go to print an ID. What is going on here? They now asked him to apologize to his father. He apologized to his father. And then at that point, they now said, okay, suspend the date of the marriage. Let both families meet and agree on which day. And the father said to him, okay, if you are in a hurry to bank, you go to the court and do registry marriage to know that you are officially seeded. And then it's either we do the big marriage before she has the child or after she has the child. But of course, I think that they wanted to do it before she has the child anyway.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying in effect is that he has the right to decide who to marry and how to marry. But the truth is that, bearing in mind the relationship between him and his father, because people are painting it as if, this is somebody who is estranged from his father. Guys, this guy is not estranged from his father. Up till a week before he did his marriage, this guy comes to the tennis club, plays with his father. They are like friends, they're like brothers. He runs his father's business. He's the supervisor of his father's whole thing that his father is doing as I speak. That's the only son that he has anyway. All the others are daughters. So I don't see where all that come, where people now begin to paint it in the social media as if this guy, is estranged to his father. No, it's just a little bit of disagreement here and there. We know this from even the royal family in the UK, where the family has its own culture, has its own tradition, and somebody does not like that culture, that tradition.
So,
there must be
what I was thinking is that, if he was a single father, a single mother that raised children, yeah, because we often talk about on my platform here that, when a woman finishes raising children, then they will go and bring one rusted father from somewhere who never know how the children grow up, didn't contribute anything on the day of the wedding. I usually I'm so angry when I see things like that. We frown at it. But this seems like is the opposite of the situation now, whereby a father who was there for his children all their lives, raising them with his second wife for 27 years, now getting married. If you are the one that raised your children and you were not there at the marriage, how would you feel?
Nobody will be
So
happy.
you can completely understand where the frustration of Engineer Cole is coming from. Even with reference to how he spoke to the woman, the Gbeboro woman that leaked the audio, and even the letter that was put out. No parent is going to like it. You
But
won't
Auntie
like
B,
it.
quickly, let me, Auntie B, sorry to interrupt you. Let me talk about that letter, so that we can have some clarity. We asked Engineer Cole, why was this letter written? Why did you guys have to go that far? That if we had heard in the club that he was going to write this letter or they were writing, would have advised him not to put it out. He said it was the family that decided to write the letter. What the family said is, we invited you to the palace. We said, okay, let us take our time. Let us do it as a big family celebration. Let us do it the way we used to do it. And then you went ahead and single-handedly went to call your mom, who was not there for all of these years, and went to do the marriage by yourself. Since you have decided to despise the Cole family to go and do the marriage, let the woman answer your name, Taiwo, not Cole
So it was
name.
the
That's
family's
what they said.
decision, not the
It was
father.
the family's decision. It was not his. It was the family's decision. That okay, so since you are a big boy now and you could do all of this and spite me, so let the woman write it in the paper that the woman is now Mrs. Taiwo, not Mrs. Cole, so that we know that you have taken the position as a man and you have done it as a man. That's what they said. But people should get it straight. This man, up till as we speak, loves his son. So he has not and would not say anything bad against his son. Neither does he wish him anything bad. It's
Well, of
somebody that
course.
had just left some minutes ago. So he loves his son. He's not like, oh, he's one big. It's the social media that is turning it into one hula balu. People are insulting him here and there. Pray that those of us that are fathers here, that when we are going to get married, our kids, they will marry people that, we are in tune with, and they will plan the marriage in such a way that we appreciate, and then we all go and celebrate it together. Engineer Cole is not bitter. What has happened has happened. He is happy for his son. The son is going to come back to him, walk back to him by himself, according to him. He said he's not the one who is going to go and start looking for him. He was the one that left him and went to marry without taking him along. So he's the one who is going to come back and tell him that you have married now. Okay, here I am. But all this is going to happen anyway, anytime soon. So people should not, make a mountain out of a molehill. That's just the truth. This is his father's boy. Look at him. He wears his father's haircut. They barb the same style of hair. They are Buddhists. 5 and 6. We know them. He comes to the tennis club. Even with this girl that they are talking about. So, but this social media.
Emi said Cole is his name. The father has to disown him first. If you are a father and this happens to you, are you going to say the same thing? Why is it so difficult for people to have empathy? Why? Why is it so difficult for you to have empathy for a man when he's gone through this? Do you think
The truth is,
he doesn't have feelings? You think he's not hurt? You think this does not affect him as a man, as a father? Why is it so difficult for people to have empathy for a man? I don't understand. You guys, go ahead.
You see, the truth is that the KC that we all know is a jolly good fellow. He's a very happy person. He's somebody that all of us, we look at him and say, wow, it's good to live your life happily every day. Even in all of this, he's not bitter. You know the way some people will be bitter, wickedly bitter. The man is not bitter. He's just saying that, so I say one, that's what he's just saying, period. It's not like he's bitter as in this kind of all those wickedness that people will swear for their children, cause their children and all that. No, never. Far from it. And that's the kind of thing that the social media is trying to paint. It's a lie. In the next 1-2 weeks, this boy is going to come back to his father, and everybody is going to be home and dry. So make anybody no losing head about this,
After all, it's got nothing to do with our life. Yes, when it comes to your own, do it the way you want to do it.
The guy, na papa friend, na papa guy, they are
at the end of the day, he will come and dobale. That's what he will do.
Yes, and that's it.
And that's it. They will make up father and son. You say that's his only son, so of course they will make up. It's all family, so yeah. At the end of the day, yeah, they will make up definitely. It's just the learning that we are taking away from tonight. Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah, sounds like a very jolly good fellow, to be honest.
No, he is, but the truth is that has he learned from this as well? Of course he has. We all have learned, it's a case study for all of us who are fathers, who are parents, whose kids are growing up and are going to be getting married soon, to learn, to manage some of these issues as well, Yeah, But the young
Yeah.
man too, he acted the best way he thought he could, and that's it.
Yeah, he's
He
young.
just
I mean, he's only 30. Some people say he's 33, but I mean, he's a young man. He's quite young. So, I mean, to be young is to make mistakes. So, it's not the end of the world at the end of the day. But I mean, what I'm just saying to people is that you can learn from other people's experiences. Please try and get your parents on board, except it's extreme cases where you know that that you and your parents are, they don't want the best for you. They're against your well-being. They're against your happiness and things like that. But in a case where you have a cordial, like you heard from the Good Life Mentor, you've had a very cordial childhood, cordial relationship with your parent, and your parents love you and everything has been good. Please, parental blessing we cannot discard. Actually, God gave our parents,
It's
parents. God has
biblical.
given. God is. Thank you. Help me
It's
say it, damn it.
biblical. It's
It's
biblical.
biblical.
Yeah.
It's biblical.
And I
God
think
has
in
given
Islam
parents
too.
authority over their children spiritually. Your parents have authority over you if you don't know. So don't disregard your parents. That's the point. The Good Life Mentor, thank you very much for joining us, my brother. What do you have to say finally before we let you go?
Oh, thank you very much. I'm just saying to everybody who is in the house, those of you that are
Mm,
judging, please uh, don't look at it from just one point of view. Yeah, I mean,
mm,
people think that the family went too far, but the guy was angry and he said, okay, I mean, if you say that we as a family, you don't want us to be part of your wedding, go and answer your name. But that does not mean that tomorrow the family will not accept him back,
of
and then they
course.
are not going to accept the wife. Of course, they will. It's
Mhm.
not like a wicked family or a wicked thing or those kind of evil thing that is spiritual. No, that's not Casey. So people should stop pushing it to that extreme and to that realm. The guy is
Yeah.
already down and he's already happy and he's already going. He's just waiting for the son to come back home. So people should forget about that. That's it.
All right.
That's my take
Okay.
anyway. Thank you so much, Auntie B. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you. I appreciate you, my brother. I love you very much. God bless you. Thanks for joining us all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. So, I think some people that are just joining us, we've been here for about an hour and a half. Uh, if you're just joining, please give us a thumbs up. Somebody is still asking the question about the letter. Why the letter? Why the letter? So, what we now know is that it's not the father that actually issued the letter. It was on behalf of the family. It's a big family. Okay? And I don't know if you guys know about Yoruba families. That means, should we tell them?
I was even going to say that
Should we tell them?
I was going to ask I forgot to ask the Good Life before he
Mm,
left.
mm,
Because they mentioned that they are from the royal family. Are there
mm,
consequences to, because putting a disclaimer like that,
mm.
to what I know he said that the father has forgiven and all of that, but does that affect the grandchildren? And for example, if they have to lay claims to the throne,
Why do you
further down
think?
the line,
Why do you think that statement was issued by the family? Why do
because
you think they are
there's
denying the family name to Wafa?
so yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying, that there
There
are
are always
consequences.
consequences, except they make up, definitely,
Yeah,
which they will. Yeah. There
yeah.
will
So
always
there are
be
long-term
consequences.
consequences, and
Mm,
I can just imagine, in terms of, even God forbid, the demise of anybody and all these things. Like, so why not just avoid all this wahala and just make sure you have all your ducks in the row, so that
mm,
your marriage is smooth sailing as best as it can be.
yeah. So Yoruba families, they can be very close knitted, right? And they have what they call the Olori Ebi, which is the head of the family. And the head of the family doesn't necessarily, it might not be your father. It might not even be your grandfather, because it's extended family. It's not just one line of family, my father, my mother, the children. No. These are brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, aunties. It's big. The concept of family in Nigeria is different from how we look at family here. Here you look at nuclear, and in Nigeria is not nuclear, right? Family structure in Nigeria is big. It's from grandfather, all the children down to their children, to their children, to their children, all those, everybody is family. And when a decision like this is taken according to what the Good Life has told us, based on that letter, it is not likely to be the father taking that decision. It is the head of the family that is taking the decision that, okay, remember they were summoned initially and they were told to wait. Now they've printed invitation cards. So the decision is taken by the family that she cannot take the family name because of the number one, disrespect to the entire family, and being defiant by going to get married when they've been told to wait. You recall what the Good Life said. Good Life Menton said that they already had a date of which the father already informed people that they are going to meet with her family in another side of Nigeria. And unfortunately, it didn't happen because the bride's family cancelled. So they were waiting for another date. And then suddenly the young people, got married. So I think it's a lesson here we should take in terms of, these things is not one side fits all. It's about what can you learn from it. That's what we are looking at it from, because whether we like it or not, they are going to make up. It's father and son. They will apologize. They will come. Highest, they will buy goats, buy cow, apologize, beg. Ló bá tán. Yeah,
Ọgbà
it's his
máa ń
only
gbà.
son. Àgbà máa ń gbà ni. Àgbà máa ń gbà ni. So that's it. That's it. I suspect that they were rushing because she was pregnant and they wanted to have the wedding before the baby. That's my suspicion.
Yes,
But I might be
I think
wrong.
so too. I think so too. I think there were so many layers that played into it.
Yeah.
And as to me, I think Wofa is the least person in affecting all of this. Sorry, is it Taiwo? Taiwo should have handled it better and
Yeah.
back and forth. But as far as they're able to reconcile and all of that, as you said, it does the right thing. It's
But
not that it's not redeemable.
people have been hurt already and their pain is valid. The
Very
first
valid.
person that is hurt is his father. And the second person is the stepmother who nobody is talking about. Her name is Isoken. You can see her picture there. She got married to the father when they were 3 years old. Raising another person's child is not a joke. And that child will grow up, and on the day of the wedding, some of you that are married to men who have children from a previous marriage, you understand what I'm saying. The children will grow up, and on the day of the wedding, is the biological mother that wasn't, there to raise them, that is the one dancing. If you are Isoken, how are you going to feel? So yeah, people definitely got hurt. They did get hurt, but that's family. Hurt each other, we'll make up, we'll forgive one another, we'll move on. That's life.
So I was going to even
Abby?
ask. I was going to ask a question. For a civil, if they had done a civil wedding, would they have required like the signature of the father, or I don't know? You know me, I've not been married before, so I don't know how it goes. Would they have required the signature of the parents? Because I believe that for marriage, you need the consent of parents and witnesses for the. So do you know how that goes?
I can't remember. I can't remember if they need the consent, if the parents' signature is needed. I don't think so. I think they just need witnesses. That's all. It's only in church that they ask who is giving this bride away or something like that. And during traditional marriages, I don't think the court one requires parents. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think they just need witnesses in court, but I could be wrong.
Okay. And two,
Yeah.
how do they even do a traditional wedding without the father's?
Exactly. That's a really good question.
Like who now speaks, like who are they handing the
Who is
bride
paying the
to?
bride price? That's what you should even
Yeah,
ask.
who are they
Who is going to pay the
handing?
bride
Yeah,
price? Please,
yeah.
women, don't sell yourself cheaply. Oh, this is selling yourself cheaply. You know
Maybe
that
it's
one
also
that used to
a
cheaply.
difference in culture too, because I don't know what her
There is no
culture is.
culture in Nigeria where they don't pay bride price. No culture. She's from Calabar. They do pay.
Akwa
Calabar
Ibom.
culture
She's from
is
Udem.
deep. Yeah,
Akwa
that's in
Ibom.
Cross River State.
Mm.
So their tradition is quite deep too. When it comes to a marriage, their marriages are, you can see her outfits, elaborate, massive. So yeah, definitely.
Mm.
So I don't know how they got that bride price to be paid. I don't know. Maybe the mob paid it. Women don't pay bride price. It's men that pay bride price. It's from
From the father's
the
family.
father of the bride of the groom to the father of the bride. I've
And they
never heard where women pay bride price in Nigeria.
actually hand over the bride to the father. So just
That's true.
so
That's true.
that's why I was just wondering that, okay, how was that possible? Like, on the side of, because I imagine that even on the side of the bride you have elders to apart from the father of the bride. So how I'm interested to know how that worked out and if that makes it valid.
Hmm. Okay. Whatever it is, I mean, we wish them well. All I'm going to just say in summary is that, young people, yeah, although you are young, you can use excuses to say, my parents don't want me to do this, or my parents are standing my way of happiness. Yes. But try to be respectful. In whatever you want to do, respect your parents because you are going to be parents tomorrow. Don't disrespect, especially parents who've contributed to your life because we too are getting to that position now where our children will be getting married. I can't imagine my son getting married and I'm not there. Alone. Mm, I don't know how I will feel. So that's why I have a lot of empathy for, Taiwo's dad because is the disrespect. And Nigeria, you see that woman that was talking to him on the phone.
Mhm.
She was using style to shade him. What happened? Your son, he's doing disclaimer, using style to shade.
Like
So she
honestly, that out of everybody, that she's the one that just annoyed me the most because I
exactly.
was just like,
So this
and
is
she
kind
was
of shameful for the
very
father, because people are going to say, it's you that your son got married that you were not invited. Look at it from a traditional perspective like that. Like he's an elderly man. I don't think he's that old. He probably looks like someone in his 60s or thereabouts. But still, people are going to be looking at him as, how is your son getting married and you are not invited? And because the thing was all on social media, Alabosi, Abi Alabosi, is that woman, real Alabosi, recording somebody. When I was talking earlier on to 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 this uncle, I asked him respectfully, "Can I record?" He said no, but you can quote me. So I didn't record him. How are you going to record somebody like that and you send it on? Our people, no boundaries. It is well. Yeah. Thank you very much, Demi. We're gonna just rest this here today. Still talking about
bye
in-law.
everyone.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Still talking about in-laws. There's a story I want to do. Okay. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or Friday. But look out for it. There's this story I saw today that really made my blood to boil. A family in Anambra, three sisters in Anambra, that their brother Akpai, they seized both the body of the brother Akpai, the property and everything since 2019. How many of you saw that story? I saw it today. I was like, this is Kota and Son nìyẹn. So you can imagine, just as we were talking about family dynamics here when it comes to marriage, even the one that they even married, God, that they say they like, let anything happen to your husband, kpeken, you will know then, water go pass Gary. That's why for women, especially, learning for you is that please and please make sure that at least, you know, the family are welcoming you because this thing called marriage, it's long go. It's very, very, very long. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy at all. I saw that story today and I want to share it. I think it was on Linda Ikeji. I saw it. Three sisters refused to release somebody that by they refused. So now the widow had to drag the matter to I think the states for the state to intervene in the matter. That's where I saw it. So we're going to talk about it. That's why where we come from, they say you don't marry just a wife, you marry the family. You don't marry just a husband, you marry the family. So, you are doing, guys, make sure that you are not marrying the ones that, like these sisters that we're talking about now. You see, when I do the story, they are like witches. When they say witches and wizards, these women are not far from it. You know how we always say that women are the ones, Obirin, Lota Obirin is a typical example. Three of them. They seize both the body, property, everything. And the woman is still wearing black and mourning since 2019. Family. Family. No play with family, oh. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kéèyàn kó sí pápá. Àwọn family that will frustrate somebody's life. Because even the ones that you think they love you. When the man is gone, that's when they show their true colors. Widows go through a lot. So the ones that you feel like there's anything that is not right, try as much as possible to encourage the man that wants to marry you to go and make peace before you get in. Don't get into a situation where there is trouble. They will blame it on you. Later they will say it's you that married my son. That's why my son and the father, they are not together anymore. You are the woman that will carry all the blame. Trust me. The wife is always the one they blame in things like this. So, Gen Z, you guys should better be careful. Be careful. It is well. Thank you very much. Yeah, Shola said we need women to be more. We women need to be more accountable and objective. Yeah. A lot of women on this platform are not. Thank God for Honey Babe that is always pulling our gear. Accountability. Uncle Beno said, family no be anybody mate to. You know now. Yoruba family for that matter. Are you kidding me? Okay, we'll talk about another family. The Igbo family is the next one. Thank you very much, everybody. Give us a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. I love you. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share this video, and remember, the Bible says, honor your father and your mother, so that your days will be long. Do not disrespect your parents. I don't care how woke you are. It is the first commandment of God that comes with a blessing attached. Even God understands the hierarchy. Your parents are your small gods. I keep saying it here on this platform. You Gen Z will fight me. My parents are not gods. My parents are not gods. Spiritually, your parents are gods over you. You see your mother, your father, it is well. Let them continue to pray for you and not go against you spiritually. It doesn't always end well. Thank you. I hope that they are able to make up, and I hope that Taiwo is able to reconcile with his father, and Wofia is brought to the family, and everything works out well for them. Thank you, everybody. See you soon. Bye, guys.